Hello, everyone. There are books that I've read that made such an impact on my business that I really can't help but recommend them to all my coaching clients and friends. So this week I was thinking about where we're at in the season of our business in 2022 and decided to recommend 5 books that I believe will have an impact and change the way you think about your business. I'm Gail Bates, and on this channel, I'm here to support you in having high sales, getting consistent bookings, and growing that strong team of business builders in your direct sales business. And I love sharing my systems and planning strategies and my years of experience in the field, having built my own $1 million team. So if you have a minute, I'd love you to hit that subscribe button so I can just keep on sharing this value with you. I have a reading plan. I like to read nonfiction in the morning as part of my morning routine and fiction in the evening before I head off to sleep. And I really think this is a special summer because we're coming out of that fog of COVID and life is changing. But what never changes is enjoying the time to read a good book. And as I look in my library, there are books that have not only made an impact on my business, but have actually changed the way I think about my business and the way I think about my coaching clients and actually my life. So if you're looking for a great book to read this summer, I want to recommend 5 books that I think will significantly influence the way you run your direct sales business. So the first book I want to recommend is a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Now, I am always amazed when I ask people if they've heard of this book, and they say, no, I've never heard of it. It's such a game-changing book. And I believe it's a must-read for everyone because what it does, it actually changes your life when you have a ritual every morning. Hal Elrod actually starts off by saying, changing your approach to waking up in the morning will literally change everything. And what he's talking about is having a morning routine that will help you have the best day every day. And he gives you a formula to help you have the best day every day. And he calls it SAVERS, SAVERS. S is for silence, which is spending time in meditation, prayer, reflection, or even deep breathing. My silence, I do a lot of deep breathing and I meditate, and I'm also meditating in gratitude. The A is for affirmations. And this is a really powerful way to manifest your desires. And I believe you have to say them out loud because it reinforces your thinking of staying positive and manifesting what you want. So one of my favorite affirmations that I say a lot is, I am positively expecting great results no matter what I see in front of me. I love that affirmation. You might want to write this down and try saying it every morning for a week. Now, the V in SAVERS is for visualization. It's important that you visualize your day, your week, and he gives you some great ideas on how to do that. Now, if you're a person like me that loves to do a vision board, I recommend that you review that vision board every day because when you do, you'll begin to manifest what you want in your business. I actually have a free handout on creating your business vision board, and I'll link the link below because it's the most wonderful way to really think about planning out your whole year and visualizing how it's going to happen. Now, the E in the SAVERS is for exercise. This is an easy one for me because I walk 2.5 miles at least 4 mornings a week. But Hal Elrod says if you only run in place 1 minute every morning, you will see the effects of a great day. Now, the R in SAVERS is for reading, which, as I pointed out in the beginning of this video, my reading routine is 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. So I want you to think about, what are you reading every day? 20 minutes is what will do it for you. And of course, the S, the last one of the SAVERS, is for scribing, which is journaling. And journaling is a fantastic way to get your thoughts in order for the day. I have a product called the One Notebook Journal, and I like to write just a sentence or a paragraph in my One Notebook Journal every day. But describing your thoughts and feelings will really have an effect on how you run your life and your business. So this summer, I'm recommending you start your miracle morning routine. And what I love most about this book is that you can do your SAVERS routine in 6 minutes. That's what he shares with you. 1 minute of silence, 1 minute affirmation, 1 minute of visualization, 1-minute exercise. Remember, running in place and reading for 1 minute. You'd be surprised how much you can read in 60 seconds. And of course, lastly, journaling for 1 minute. My morning routine makes me feel alive and ready for every day. I highly recommend this book. Okay, my next book is called Do What You Love, What You Do by Holly Tucker, MBE. Now, I absolutely love this book. This is a book about empowering secrets that turn your passion into profit. It's really basically about loving what you do and living what she calls the good life. It's all about purposeful planning, which is something I teach in my direct sales planner system every week. Purposeful planning is about keeping things simple and in the flow and using your time well. And Holly says love, passion, and obsession are as much business terms as profit and expansion targets. And she's a woman after my own heart because she says to win in business, you must set goals, write them down, and measure what's working and what's not. And this is what we do in my free Facebook community. I'll give the link to you below in that. But if anything gets you to read this book, you're going to love Holly's hacks at the end of every chapter, where she gives you an exercise or a specific tip that you can implement right away. She really caught the essence of our direct sales world. She recommends running your business as a force for good. And to me, that means serving customers, helping hostesses, and having high successful parties, and empowering team members, of course. So if you really want to enjoy being inspired to work your business strong over this summer, I recommend you read this book. The third book that I want to recommend to you is called The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. And you may have heard this one because this book has been around a long time. And he's written many books over the years. I've read most of them. But I seem to always go back to recommending this book because it's a great reminder about standing out from the crowd and being what he calls remarkable. Seth says something remarkable is worth talking about, worth noticing. It's exceptional. It's new. It's interesting. It's a purple cow. So boring stuff, he says, is invisible, and that's a brown cow. So if you take this analogy into Dale's world of social selling, you will realize the best way to stand out is to be visible and remarkable, like a purple cow, not a brown cow. It's a quick read, but a very important quick read. He says if you have an email address of the 20% of your customer base, think about that. Do you have the email addresses of 20% of your customer base? If not, start getting them. If you do, what could you do for these customers that would be super special, that would make you stand out and be remarkable? So my own newsletter that goes out every Wednesday, my goal is to deliver super value to my list of direct sellers. And you can sign up at www.mymentorbiz.com. I will link that to below if you would enjoy getting my super value tips. So read this book and learn how to offer super value to your customers and be remarkable. It will change the way you think about serving your customers. Next book, this is the book that was one of the catalysts that grew my $1 million team. It's called How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less by Nicholas Boothman. Why did it help me build my $1 million team? Well, because I moved to a new city where I knew no one. I had to learn how to network. And this book taught me how to do that. It taught me how to make a first contact at networking groups. It taught me how to connect with people and ultimately turn them into customers and hostesses. It encouraged me to create a networking system that I now teach my coaching clients in my Journey to Leadership group coaching program. So in this book, you'll learn the benefits of connecting face-to-face in 90 seconds. He'll teach you about the 90-second land of rapport where people like each other. It's not all talk, it's listening and making eye contact and more. And boy, did I learn about that. He taught me so much about how to network and connect with people in this little book. It is a very little book. So I want you to make this summer a summer of networking and to give yourself a goal to gain 50 new customers. Imagine what your business would look like when the fall of 2022 rolls around. So here's this great quote in here. It says, "The secret of success is not very hard to figure out. The better you are at connecting with other people, the better the quality of your life." So read this book if you want to gain new customers and become a networking queen. And lastly, the fifth book I want to recommend to you to read this summer is called Grit by Angela Duckworth. Now, in a conversation this week, I asked a past client how long she'd been a leader in her business, and she replied 7.5 years. That is a milestone. And of course, I replied to her, that's what makes you successful. You have grit. You understand the benefits of the long game in direct sales. And that's what Angela Duckworth teaches us in her book. She opens with an amazing story and a study, which is about what it takes to make it through what they call the Beast, which is in West Point Academy, to join the West Point Academy. And you would think a story about applying for the military would have no bearing on your direct sales business, right? But believe me, when you read this story, you will realize it's not those who have the highest scores or athletic ability or even leadership ability. It's those who made it through the Beast, had grit. And sometimes we're lucky enough to come across a book that's so good and so powerful that we love just getting lost in the pages over and over again. And this is how I felt about this book. So Angela says the power of grit helps you achieve your potential. And what we accomplish in the marathon of life depends tremendously on our grit, our passion, our perseverance for long-term goals. It's just that old saying that I love to share with my coaching clients. You are successful because you decided never to quit. And I love finding time to read over the summer. I hope you enjoy these 5 books. My bedside table is full, and I'm hoping to get them all read in between the summer of 2022. I'll love you to message me on Instagram that you either like this video, and if you read one of these books, I'd love to hear from you about how it impacted your business. I'll see you on the next video.